And so all of these negative presumptions, and a lot of them that I carried going into my first trips to Europe. Like when I first went, it was February of 2016, I believe it was, or 2017, one of those 2 years. But February, I remember vividly going to Manchester. I was flying alone, went there solo for a couple of days, and then a professor caught up with me. But going over to Manchester, visiting the University of Salford, and they had just built their brand new music building, which was the new Adelphi, and I had a lot of presumptions about what I was going to experience when I went over there, and then when I got over there, having experienced enough cities up until that point, at least in America, I was like, oh, all right, it's just another city. Yeah, sure, they're driving on the left side of the road, not the wrong side of the road, just the other side of the road. Sure, there was a lot of things that I was seeing that I didn't care about, but it's like the same thing would happen if I went to to Columbus or Cincinnati or Cleveland or any other city in the United States. It's the same thing. Their accent's a little different, sounds cooler, but that's it. It's still humans trying to make a living and trying to live life on a different part of this planet. And I know that the distance between you and your culture and your perspective can vary when you go to other parts of the country or other parts of the world. Yes, I understand your experience of visiting Africa may be a little bit different, and going to India may be different, or China, or Mongolia, or Japan, or South Africa, or Argentina, or all these different countries, Australia. It's going to be different, and that's the beautiful thing about it. That's the beautiful part of it, is that whether it's a 100%, it's not going to be a 100% beautiful time for you. Like there's no way to guarantee that, nor should you try to guarantee yourself that. Like it's not going to be 100% positive experience, because stuff happens. And because that's what comes with humans too, because we're not perfect, by the way. In case you didn't know that, none of you are, nor am I. So, and that comes with that just comes with the traveling portion. You just have to be prepared, but you also need to be prepared to just open your mind and to experience whatever that other person's culture and that other person's country and city and restaurant and coffee shop and art museum and hiking trail and fishing experience or resort experience, whatever you go over there to do. It could be different. And guess what? That's awesome. That's awesome. I hope you get to experience something different, and I hope you get to take something positive from that experience and bring that home back with you. I really do mean this, in that I very much am a better person, and I do mean that word better. I'm a more evolved individual because I've gone and experienced so many different cultures. I mean, I've been to, I think it's 11 other countries. Well, 12 if you include Canada. And so I've also been to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. I've been to Rio de Janeiro, and then we drove out to Cabo Frio and Armacal dos Búzios. And so I flew into Sao Paulo, and so I got to experience that for a little bit. Like that's just I've traveled some, and I cannot wait to continue to travel more. Have they all been positive experiences? No, but you're to try to guarantee that would be absolutely ridiculous. But what I can say is that going into different cultures and having an open mind and walking out to the coffee shop, walking out to the restaurant that may not be on the trodden down path that every tourist takes, talking to a local, if you have the opportunity and you have time to kill, or you just want to say hello to somebody like who's working the shop or something like that. If they look busy, you probably don't want to bother them. But that's the same thing here. If you walk into a restaurant here and there's 30 people in line, and you just stop the cashier and you say, "Hey, hello, how are you doing?" Like, come on. But if you're at a coffee shop and time is slow and you have a positive interaction with the person behind the counter, just ask them a question about the area. Like, hey, like what restaurant do you recommend? What do you recommend here? Like, is this art museum really cool to see? I look, I visit a lot of art museums. Like, is this a great art museum to see, or is there a better one? Especially when you're in places like Italy or like in Paris, you're like, where's an awesome, rich historical building? What one should I go to? And all of that can be figured out just by having a simple conversation. And that conversation could last 30 seconds. It could last 3 or 4 minutes. And just take it as it is. But that's the beautiful thing about, like, that's one of many beautiful things of just going out and chatting up with somebody from that area. One, you could find a really cool place to go that you didn't have originally in your plan of action and in your own tour, but also I think it just gives you even if you don't learn anything new from it, you can still experience what it's like to talk to somebody from a different country, from a different part of the world. There's something really, really incredible about that. And I've had the opportunity to have some really good conversations, longer conversations with people of different countries, and to really, ask them about what the daily life is like, what, learning about what they do for food, and just so much. There's so much that you can learn, and it's just if you're willing to keep your open mind about that and to experience and to put yourself in somebody else's shoes for a moment.